All right, boozers, here we go. I am here. I'm sorry I'm late, but I was stuck in traffic. That's my excuse. So I'm sticking with it anyways. I know a lot of you want to see what's going on here, and guess what? I'm here to share that with you. So here's what we got. We're going to sit here and we're going to redo this. Stand by here. I've got like a lot of thing here. There we go. Okay. It's been a long day. It's been a long 24 hours, and I would love to get into it, but oh my God, there's people on Facebook that are fucking nuts. Maybe I'll get into it after I drink. So let's start drinking. What do we have here today? Well then, we have got a few things. So the thing that I will be doing today, and I've done it before, I call it what it is, and I'm going to call it what it is still. It is Weasel beer. However, we have a new liquor store up in the northeast of Calgary. These guys have been amazingly wonderful. If you don't know who they are, it's Craft Sellers. If you're in the Calgary area, go check these guys out. They're another one of these great people that I like to see. However, they've got this beer that I've been saying, Weasel Poo, this is gross, this is disgusting, lawn clippings, everything else like that. I'll put the link in the bottom after the end of the show of what our review was. A little history for the people who haven't been around. Our review of this beer was, it was awful. It was absolutely awful. And I'm really, really sorry that I have to do this, but I have to redo it because of the fact that I keep seeing these high scores on Beer Advocate and other places saying that this beer is absolutely great. It wasn't great. It was horrible. It was absolutely disgusting. But the reason possibly could have been where I got the beer from 2.5 years ago. It may have been sitting on the shelf for a long time. It may not have been cured properly. However, I think for now, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to redo it. The reason why I'm going to redo it because this bottle is probably a little fresher. As well, we've got a wax seal around it. So it's probably going to stay fresh for a while as it travels from Europe to Canada. And yes, I am talking about the Weasel Poo beer. It is the Mikkeller Beer Geek Brunch Weasel beer. This is the stuff that we have just trashed in the past 2.5 years. We have said so many bad things about this beer. And now I'm going back and redoing it. So I think for a matter of fact that, well, we might as well get this over and done with. I was going to do it last night. I passed out. I was going to do it on the camera. Nah, I can edit out all the bad shit. I'm doing this live. And when it goes posting, it's going to be live as well. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to sit here and we're going to review it live. I'm going to tell you my opinions, my honest opinions, and I'm going to let you know that this one is going to be good, bad, or if I was wrong, I will actually say sorry. So, yeah, I'm still going and editing some of this stuff. I'm sorry if there's different things going on. So let's get into this, shall we? So this is a Mikkeller beer, and it is actually made with coffee beans, and it is actually made with coffee beans that have come out of a Weasel's ass. And I hate wax tops, not gonna lie. So I'm gonna attempt to make a little divot here. If I cut my fingers live, well, I'm sorry. So we're going to try to make it a little divot so we can get at least the bottom part in and go from there. I am shagging the wax so that I can actually pop the top. Most people use fire. I don't have time for it to melt. This is also a lot cleaner so it doesn't drip all over my nice clean desk. That's not exactly clean anymore because I've got a whole bunch of shit and I spilled beer the other night. Thank you ever so much, Even Keel from Ballast Point. It exploded everywhere. It was an ugly mess. And it was only a 3.8 beer, so I wasn't that upset. All right. Ah, crap. Still not going properly. I wonder if I can do it this way. Aha! Ooh. Multi-purpose. And yes, it is my sheep shagger opener. Friend brought this from New Zealand for me, and actually I kept it around. It's actually quite cool. All right. I'm going to put this into a tulip glass. May not be the proper glass, but we're going to let it breathe. We're going to let it do all the things that it's supposed to do. Okay? And already it's looking a little better. Not by much, but it's looking a little better. So again, this is a 10.9%. And yeah. Geek Brunch Weasel. For the people who have been following us, cheers. This has been 2.5 years in the making. I've actually really wanted to go back and revisit this one. There's one beer I will never, ever go back and revisit because it is horrible. It is absolutely disgusting. And if they change the recipe, by all means, but it's still a fucking bad beer. Boxer Watermelon. So upon letting it breathe, it is actually breathing quite nicely. It's got a wonderful smell to it. The head is a nice dark tan. God, I sound so much more professional than I did when I first reviewed this beer. Once again, black of night, can't see through it. In fact, it's looking like it's an eclipse over here. Yeah, that's actually got a decent smell to it. I don't mind that. It doesn't smell like lawn clippings this time. It actually has like a coffee smell to it. So maybe the batch that we had was pretty bad. I could be wrong on this. I really could be wrong. Well, folks, I've hummed and hawed and done enough about this, so down the hatch. It's got a powerful bite to it. It's got a coffee aftertaste. Well, shit. Ladies and gentlemen, boozers all alike, I would love to retract my statements, and I'm going to retract my statements. I have found the beer in a proper way it's supposed to be drinking. It tastes absolutely wonderful. It still coats the glass like it's supposed to, but it actually tastes amazing. I was wrong. I was absolutely wrong. You get a sweetness on the front end, and then it goes away. You can't taste a 10.9% alcohol ABV on it. And you also get a coffee aftertaste, like you've been sucking on a coffee bean. It's really really good. It doesn't taste like lawn clippings. It actually is tasting like a proper beer, a proper, well-balanced beer. Now, whether they changed the recipe in the past 2.5 years, or they've actually, or I found an actual good bottle, either or, this is a first. I am now changing my actual verdict on this. It is really good. No burning. Very well tasted, very well balanced. It does have a little bit of a bitter alcohol taste to it, but it's not tasting like lawn clippings. You get a prominent coffee aftertaste. You get everything. I have been sorely mistaken, Mikkeller. You guys actually make a really good beer. Oh my God. This is amazing. It's an oatmeal stout. Like, as it says on the bottom, imperial oatmeal stout brewed with coffee. But I don't know if they use the coffee beans from the Weasel poo or not in this one, or they changed the recipe, like I said. I'm going to have to look online to find out, but it's good. 4.5 out of 5. 4.5 out of 5. This Weasel poo beer is absolutely gorgeous. I was wrong. I was wrong. And I kind of knew I was wrong because of the fact that it didn't taste right. And I, getting used to being a reviewer, I wanted to go back and revisit this one because it was one of those ones where I just thought that it may have been wrong after having bad beers or having different types of beers of coffee stouts and all this other stuff, but it didn't taste like a coffee stout. It actually tasted horrible. It was a bad beer. I had a bad beer, and this one actually is beautiful. I understand this now. So yeah, I got this up at Craft Cellars. Go and check them out. They're a wonderful place to go if you're in the Calgary area. Wow. Who knew? Who actually knew? So I do make mistakes. If I turn this and send this off to Johnny Old School, he might actually change his mind too. This actually is a good beer. It does have, like, after the taste is like coffee does come out prominently and everything else. It is one of those beers that's complicated, but it's good. I'm stunned. I'm floored. It is one of those things where it's just, yeah. I guess it's a good thing about this again, and it's worth the price. I kind of like the fact that they actually put wax on top because that actually saves the flavor and keeps it inside. It is pretty much a new beer. I knew it was a new beer because it was brewed, or it was brought in just last week, so it hasn't been on the shelves that long. So I had to try it pretty much fresh. So, Mikkeller, I owe you a great big apology. I really do. We've been bashing you for 2.5 years over this one beer, and I feel bad now. I really do, because it wasn't your fault. It was the fault of the people that held it, or it was a fault of it being out too long, or I don't know, just many different faults. And I feel bad at the fact that I screwed up. I did screw up. It was actually piss, water, Weasel, whatever. But I'm glad I retried it. I'm honestly glad I retried it because it's worth it. It was totally worth it to retry this beer. So yeah, I've already drank half of it, and I'm still going strong. I'm just enjoying this beer. It is just delightful. It doesn't have the smell of, what do we call it back then? paint thinner. That's what it was. Paint thinner and then tasted like lawn clippings. It doesn't have that. It actually has a good smell to it. It actually has a wonderful taste to it. Well balanced. Yeah, who knew? So Mikkeller, yeah, again, sorry. To all the people out there that have been listening to us and going, oh my God, it's a shitty beer, I'm not buying it. I'm sorry. If you can find a good bottle of it, it's brilliant. It is absolutely brilliant and well worth the time to drink it. That being said, I want to try another one, but I want to talk about some other stuff first. There are some things that happened over the past couple of weeks in the beer news. One of which was, let me just look it up here. It was one of the ones that made some very big headlines. Now I'm trying to remember. Is Legantis? Legantis beer. I can't remember who. There we go. So the big news that happened over the past little bit is the fact that Laguntas. Why do you people make such difficult names? Laguntas brewery sold 50% of its stake to Heineken to fuel IPA ambitions. A lot of people are upset by this, and I don't blame them. I honestly don't, because of the fact that they're amazing on their own. They've got all this big products, and they're good. Their IPA is great. Little something is great. The censored, I haven't had yet. I want to try that one because, well, it's censored. I don't censor myself. Well, maybe I do in some things, but this one I don't. And basically, a lot of people are upset because they've sold 50% of their stock, I guess. So they got a 50-50 split with Heineken. Now, everyone knows Heineken is a German beer that is very well maintained in Germany. Now, I'm sorry, my mistake, not Germany, Netherlands. And so having these two come together, it's not as bad as you would think. Really, it really isn't. There's people that are just upset about this. There's a lot of people that aren't upset about this. My personal opinion is I'm not upset about this. In fact, this is actually one of the better moves. Now, I haven't been keeping up with this to see if this is actually true, but this was done on the 8th of September that this news story broke. So I don't know how to make of this. I don't know what to make of this. Is it good? Is it bad? Honestly, I'm indifferent about this myself. I don't know what other people feel about it. I personally don't mind this move. I really don't. It's one of the smarter moves. You've got a brewery like them, and they are one of the people that that basically, you know, they know their shit. They've been doing this for years. They've been selling a lot of beers for years. And it is actually one of the smarter moves. It's not well, it can be classed as a macro brewery, but it's not like a Bud. It's not like a Coors. It's not like a Molson or Labatt. It could technically be one of those out of Europe, but for us, it wasn't that thing. It was a little different. I honestly think that I'm kind of excited to see what comes out of this, because they can do a lot of different things with this. And I know that the brewery that's out of the States, Laguntas, and please forgive me for mispronouncing that because I know I have. they can do a lot of things with this 50/50 stock. They can come in and bring stuff that Heineken's brought in, and they can give stuff to Heineken for them to look at. It is one of those things where you just would. I'm interested to see where it goes. Who knows? They might have to buy their stock back afterwards. They may have made a condition that if they don't like what's going on, they'll buy all their stock back and walk their separate ways. I'm not sure, but it's an interesting fold. Like, it's better than Elizen and I can't remember the other brewery name going off and doing their shit. That was one of the major, that was bad. But this one, I don't see it as bad. I don't know what your thoughts are on this. I think that I would love to see what happens and comes out of this. But a lot of us don't like change. It's like how up in Canada here, we hated the fact that Burger King bought out Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons is a big name up here. It's a big staple. So having Burger King buy them out, you kind of make yourself wonder why. Why do they do that when they're doing so well up here? What makes them do this? We really haven't seen many changes in the way of Tim Hortons doing their stuff. This may be the same thing, that we might not see a lot of changes. We might see some new, interesting, and better beers come out between the two. I don't see why they couldn't do a collaboration together, which they could have and probably should have. But overall, let's wait and see. I think that'd be a good, interesting thing to wait and see. So we have that. That's my big major news that I can think of right now. Aside from that, there's not been a big talk about a lot of things. Oktoberfest is coming around. We got an Oktoberfest coming around next week in Calgary, where we got a 2-day festival, and it's drinking, Lederhosen, German food, and breweries from around Alberta coming, and some from BC and down south in the States coming to celebrate Oktoberfest. For me, I find Oktoberfest a little commercialized. I'm going to use that word loosely, but I find it a little commercialized because of the fact that it honestly should be a German thing. Oktoberfest is a German thing, and everyone's adapted this and brought it to their own country. I can see that, but God, I would love to go to Oktoberfest in Germany. That is where it's at for me. I would love to see that happen. That would be amazing. I would love to see a few things happen. So it's one of those ones that I think that we probably should have skipped, brought in some Oktoberfest beers, but not made it into a big celebration over here, because it's not exactly our celebration. We're adapting to it, but it's not our celebration. But it's good to see how they do things, but it has become really commercialized because you have all the breweries over here going, oh, Oktoberfest beer, we've got Oktoberfest beer. And it's not a real Oktoberfest beer. It's not from Germany. If any of the breweries in Germany or in Europe that does celebrate Oktoberfest brought their beers over, yeah, that's the beer. They know their shit. But we shouldn't be doing that. My thoughts again. I don't know. Like, it's almost like how Halloween now has all these pumpkin beers coming out. It's become so saturated in the market that it's just one of those ones where it's like, oh, yay, pumpkin beer, pumpkin beer, pumpkin beer, pumpkin beer, pumpkin beer, pumpkin beer. It's too much, way too much. And I would love to see, I'd love to see something happen from it. And I love to see people do these experimentations with pumpkin beers. It's great. Ninkasi, I have to say I'm kind of excited about theirs because they brought in the Christmas beer that they do, the Slayer, brought in pumpkins and mashed them together to bring in this one. Honestly, it should have been called The Nightmare Before Christmas or something along those lines, since you can't use the actual phrase Nightmare Before Christmas, since that's trademark. Could have been the Haunting Before Christmas or something like that. That would actually be pretty cool. But again, my thoughts. This time of year, it gets busy for us reviewers because there's a lot that come out. There's a lot that comes out during the spring and then dies off a little during the summer because you have these ones that do lighter beers. And then it really picks up in September, October, November, and December. December is going to be huge for us. Oh, December. Oh, my God. Speaking of December, we've got the Advent calendars coming out. And people in the States, you have an Advent calendar coming out that's in your Costco stores. It is actually kind of like from the beer Advent calendar, folks, but not quite. I think it's done over in Europe, but it's 24 European beers. So if you look in your Costco's, you may be able to find it now. They're shipping them out, so please check your Costco's for that kind of stuff. We've been having it up in Canada for a while, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly 5 different calendars for December. If you don't know what an Advent calendar is, great idea. They used to start off with chocolate, then they do toys, now they're doing beers. This year, the craft beer Advent calendar is doing beers from Canada and the United States. So they're not going all over the world. They're just sticking to North America. Well, I guess Canada and the United States, not exactly North America, since we do have some other countries under us that are part of North America, just in case you guys forgot. But I'm actually kind of looking forward to this. I hopefully will be able to film with them. I don't know what kind of time I have with them. I've been in talks with them. So hopefully we'll be able to get something going with them and I'll be able to share it with you guys again. I'd be our 3rd year doing it. And I actually kind of like doing it. I went and talked to Dave, the beer guy today from Calgary, from Willow Park Wine and Spirits. And I know that he is totally interested in this, just to get, as we put it, get the crew back together, which would be kind of awesome. It'd be something that I'd actually like to see happen. So we might actually have that happen. Speaking of Christmas and beer, this is like having Christmas all over again. Except the presents didn't suck. It was actually really good. Yeah. I'm so sorry. This was amazing. This is really... Fuck. Goddamn, I didn't know. That's pretty much all I have that I can think of for news. I've got some reviews, like I said, coming up. Got some written. I have some live or some video ones. I will try my best to get them all put together. The other thing is, I've set up a spot on my website, boozereviews.ca, www.boozereviews.ca, where if you missed any of the Facebook posts of our reviews, I'm going to put them up there in links so that people can go back, because Facebook is synonymous for being such dicks about going back and seeing posts that they skip over them because they don't feel it's important, or there wasn't enough people looking at them. And their algorithm just sort of goes, well, people don't want to see this anymore. So we're just going to dump this into the back. People like seeing reviews that they haven't seen before, so they go back. This is going to be one of the things I'm going to do to make sure that you guys don't miss out on this stuff. There's pretty much that, and that's pretty much all I have on the docket. I've pretty much have got my stuff going. I've got a few beers that I've got lined up. If you've missed my posts, there's been a guy over in Eastern Canada that's helped us out a lot. He's helped us out immensely. He's managed to get not one. Oh, crap. Told you, my beer is spilt on my desk. And it's got that stuck to the desk and shit. Well, so much for that paint job on there. And we got this one. So we've got 2 of the beers, and he's possibly looking at getting the one from Montreal. So we'll have all 4 beers of Coast to Coastless, possibly. If he cannot get the 4th one, myself and the guy from Brew Games, maybe the guys, depending on if we can all get together. And if I can get Johnny Old School in on it, that man busier than stink right now, getting him to watch anything that I've done. Yeah, good luck with that. We'll probably do a collaboration review again and get all these going and seeing what our thoughts on if they're different, if they're not, if they taste good, whatever else may be. But we've got 3 of the 4 here, and I think that 75% is pretty damn good. So we'll be getting that done. I also have another review that I will be doing live, or I may not be doing live. I'm not sure yet. And it's another one from Mikkeller. So yeah, this one is going to be selling for a little bit longer, I think, because I got a few ahead of it. But if you haven't seen, this is it's called, I do believe it's called Mikkeller Black. At least I think that's what this says on it. I could be wrong. It's got water, barley malts, roasted barley, dark cane sugar, hops, champagne yeast as well. And it's an extra strong beer, and it's going to be our strongest one we have ever had on the show. It's coming in at a very, very powerful 17%. So I think it's going to be a one of where we're going to get drunk off of a small bottle of booze. This is actually higher alcohol content than most wines out there. I'm really looking forward to this. I might sell it for just a wee little bit longer, as I said, and see if this is good or not. This is actually good up until, by the looks of things, June 25th, 2024, where it was achieved and gotten on October 25th, 2014. So it's already been cellaring for a year. I think I might sell it for a little bit longer and pop it open for a special occasion. Maybe 3 more years, where my 45th birthday is coming around. Oh, crap. Sorry, 2.5. That might be something I'll do there. I plan to keep drinking then, unless some doctor tells me otherwise, or I fall over with liver failure, which I don't think that's going to be possible because I don't drink that much. And seeing how much Johnny Old School drinks, I'm still safe. So that's pretty much all the news I have myself. Please, by all means, check us out on Facebook. Check us out on Twitter. Subscribe to our YouTube page. We've just gone over 100 last episode. We're now at 102, and people are still coming in. Thank you guys. Honestly, thank you. I'm over 1,000 still on Twitter. I've got 367 people on my Facebook page. I'd love to grow that one some more. So once again, come check us out on Facebook, Twitter. I do different things on different channels, so you never know what to expect on one of the channels. So I think I'm going to open up that other beer now because I think it's time. And let's see what it's like. So this has been more of a Mikkeller cast than anything else, because I feel honestly bad for dissing this. Didn't need to be dissed. It was just a bad beer that I had. It actually was a bad beer. Pardon me. So we're going to go back to Mikkeller here. And we're going to have a little dessert. We're going back and doing more beer geek stuff. And it is the Mikkeller Beer Geek Dessert. And it's an oatmeal stout brewed with cocoa, and vanilla. So I don't think there's any weasel poo in here. This one comes in, oh fuck. This one comes in at a strong 11%. Fuck. This is me getting drunk at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh, Jesus. Okay, screw this. Ooh. Oh, my. Impressive. I'm doing this out of a long glass. We'll see how well this does. I'm not going to pour all of it. Not bad. So again, blacker than the ace of spades, can't see through it. And we got some head. I said head. I don't know if it coats the glass. I don't really like the smell of this one. It's kind of got a plasticky smell. I don't think this one is an old bottle, at least I hope not. Once again, I got this at Craft Cellars. These guys have been amazing to me. Thank you very much. Let's see. It can't be as bad as a Weasel Poo beer, which was fabulous. Who knew? I obviously didn't. Cheers, folks. Oh my God. Oh my God. Ha. And that's a ha of wow, not a ha of yeah. Oh, this is so good. The smell doesn't give off much of a description of what the taste will be. It's got a bitterness of the coconuts. Is it coconuts that they use? God, why can't they make these things easier to read? Oh, never mind. In all honesty, it's going to be hard to read this because it's in Norwegian. Norwegian? That's, yeah, Norwegian. Strawberries would be actually quite good with this. So, yeah, it's got vanilla. It's got a few other things. I wish I could translate this for you, but I can't. It'd be nice to translate, but no can do. Oh, the vanilla hits your tongue, and it makes a very sweet coating. And then at the back of your mouth is a coconut, which got a very bitter taste. No alcohol bite to it, so to speak. This has actually got a combination of good stuff. I can understand why it's dessert beer because it can be very sweet, but the bitterness of like a coffee flavor. It's like having a vanilla espresso almost with a touch of chocolate or a vanilla mocha. Ooh. Possibly. Yeah, this is good. It's really good. I like my stouts, and this has actually got a real good flavor to it. It's quite delicious. It's something that I would actually go out and buy again. This one, I'd give it a 4 out of 5. The coffee flavor or the cocoa coffee flavor is a little overpowering, but at the same point in time, it's still good. Like it's got some decent flavors to it. Definitely well worth it. Definitely well worth buying this and having it. I was actually heard some good things about it, and I understand why. Again, Mikkeller, I'm so sorry. Wow. That one I will have in a heartbeat. If someone offered that to me, I wouldn't turn it down at all. May not drive afterwards, but I would not turn it down. Yeah, that one's absolutely delicious. This one's absolutely delicious too. Has a different flavor though. After having that one, it has a different flavor than what it had. It's still good though. I still really enjoy this. wow, I've been shocked. I've been awed. This has been pretty damn good. I really, 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 yeah. I've led myself down the wrong path, and this right here, I stand corrected. I really do. I've seen one of my trusted sources, Dave the Beer Guy, again, say it's an amazing beer. I thought it was shit. Pardon me. But I thought I'd try it again. Since I saw it there, I thought I'd try it again. And I stand corrected. It's not. It's actually a really good beer, really well balanced, and it's actually got some wonderful flavors in it. And if you get it fresh or fresh-ish, you've got yourself a really good, really, really well done beer. It was the wax that did it in for me, I swear. But I'm glad I tried it again, and I'm glad that I had a chance to actually have it when it was a little fresh. I'm really happy for that. Who knew? Honestly, who knew that it would actually turn out to be a good beer? Obviously, the people that drank it. Me, not so much. So yeah, all the stuff coming up. I've got great things lined up. I've got beers coming out of the yin yang here all over the place. My fridge is completely packed. I still got my Party Pig in there, which I gotta empty somehow. Maybe I'll have a drinking fest tonight. Doctor Who's on, of course. New Doctor Who tonight. That's what I'll do. I'll drink every time he says, come on, or run, or Clara. Sorry, I sidetracked there. But yeah, we've got a lot of things coming up for this fall / Halloween / Christmas season. I want to see some great stuff. I really want to see more orange flavored beers, mandarin orange flavored beers in a stout or anything else like that for Christmas. I would love to see that. I had a mint one the other day or a few weeks ago, and it wasn't bad. A lot of people didn't like it on Beer Advocate, but I didn't think it was that terribly bad. And I would love to see more mint beers. Would it ruin the flavor? Maybe. For me, it didn't. It's from Burnside, and it was the blueberry mint saison, and I actually liked it. Like, I thought of it as a very decent beer. It's good. It's got a good crispiness to it. It's got good flavor. The blueberries came out quite nicely in it. The mint had a subtle back flavor, but it still was there. It wasn't overpowering your mouth. And it was really good. I really enjoyed that one. So I would love to see something more in the way of a mint ale. Pardon me again. And not something made by Budweiser. Their Bud Mojito. Oh, excuse me again. I've got the hiccups. Yeah, their Bud Mojito, I wouldn't even try. That right there is an evil way of using mint. Just wrong on so many levels. It is one of those things where I don't think that's right. But of course, I'm not a Bud fan. I'm a craft beer reviewer. I'm a craft beer fan. Just my way of thinking. Oh, while I think of it, I should bring it up. Budweiser and Metallica. They're putting their names together. For a limited time only, they're doing this, and they're pretty much, yeah, I don't know how to make of this or what to make of this, but they pretty much have a beer out there that they just put their name on. It's Budweiser with Metallica's name on it. A lot of people are kind of going gaga over this. They want a can of it. I used to be a Metallica fan. I like their older stuff. I'm a metalhead, if you couldn't tell. But I won't buy that. Nope. I even said on the thing, because it was only for Quebec only, I even said that if they went and said that it was Unibrow, or they did a collaboration with Unibrow, Unibrow, the one over in Quebec that makes the Maudettes, really good beer. If they went and did a collaboration with them, I'm sure they would have come up with a great concept. Instead, they decided to go with Budweiser. Now, whether because it is only up to their because they were closing one arena and opening up another one. Now, maybe it might have been up to the arenas to choose which beer it was. If it was the stupidest thing you could ever do, I would have teamed up with Monette, for example. Not Budweiser, but that's just me. But that's just, like, those type of things are kind of interesting. Like, whatever works. So, folks, for now, I'm not going to do too much more. However, I've got 2 glasses that have half beer in each. I've got a cat that's being a pain in my butt because she's meowing at my feet. I think it's time to do a Frankenbrew. So, what do we got? We've got the Weasel Poo beer. I'm still going to call it that. I've been calling it for 2.5 years. It's still good. And it's still, this smells really wonderful. This really does. It tastes even better too. We've got the Dessert Geek Brunch beer. There's a sweetness. I let it breathe for a bit. Now I get more of the vanilla sweetness from it. There, that smells better. Okay. And that's good. That's really good. Both of these beers are really good together. 4, 4.5. I still want to save some of that because that's damn good. That smells like the beer that we had 2.5 years ago. Okay, it's gone down a little bit, but that's what that kind of smell. It had that smell of petrol almost. Yeah, that's the smell. Oh my God. Shit. No, that's not a good smell. It's not a bad taste. You have like a vanilla-y oatmeal flavor with a hint of the coconut nibs and a hint of the coffee. It's not bad. Not what I would want. I kind of like the prominent vanilla of that one, and I kind of like the coffee flavor of the other one. This one that used to be by itself. It's still easy drinking. You don't get a lot of alcohol flavor. Doesn't taste like lawn clippings. It's not bad, but these two are better by themselves. They really are. This is not something I'd actually drink a lot of. It's got more of a bitter taste than anything else like that. It doesn't stand out. The ones by themselves stand out alone. They really do. This, not so much. Not bad, but I wouldn't buy it. 3 out of 5 on that one. Yeah, not something I'd drink. I'd rather go for this. That's better. That's much better. So, folks, my boozer fans, This has been a great episode for me. Hopefully you enjoy it. Again, Mikkeller, very sorry. Really am. I believe now I've been fully transformed. I've been healed. Oh, I better not get into that. That could cause a lot of issues. I am proud I did that. I'm glad I went and redid that beer because what it's worth, it is an amazing beer. It really is. It's worth it. Find it, buy it, drink it. If you like your stouts, it's not exactly an oatmeal stout per se. It's more of a bitter stout, but it's still good. At 10.9%, it's still really good. I like it. Honestly, find it with the wax on top. You've got a better chance of having a good beer than having it with no wax on top. That's probably been out there forever. Yeah, I'm really glad I went back and did that. So I'll be back in probably a couple of weeks. I would love to say soon. I'm going to be doing a review of another sort on Tuesday. I'm going to be filming a review. I would like to say that I would love to do it when I got back, but I'm not going to be able to. That one, I think, is going to be just as horrible as the first beer I tried because it's the AC/DC beer, and I'm going to be reviewing it on camera, not live, but on camera, and I'll post it up as quick as I can. Vanilla flavored weasel poo. At least it gave it a bit of a sweet taste instead of bitter. Sorry, just reading the comments. Anyways, yeah, I will be doing the AC/DC beer. They've got a new one called Rock or Bust. It is now out of Germany. They've teamed up with a very famous brewery out there. I remember which one it was, but now I can't. And it's not out of France anymore, so maybe they've improved a little bit. Maybe they haven't, but looking on Beer Advocates, it has gone up 2 points. From 6 to 8 as a score. I'm not hopeful. I'm really not, but that's just me. Anyways, until next time, I will talk to you later. I'm going to sit down and play some video games now because I'm drunk enough to drink and drive in a video game, not in real life. And yeah, folks, I thank you once again for joining me. For the people who are joining me later, hi, how you doing? Thanks for joining. And yeah, Mikkeller, I'm sorry. I really am. You win. I lose. For now, I'm PK saying cheers. Stay frosty, and we'll see you next time. Have a good night, folks.